Hey, welcome to Tech Gamers, guys. This is Fraser, and I welcome you all to this most awaited game, Spintires MudRunner. Okay, so this is the second edition of Spintires, and it's a much awaited game. In fact, I had purchased this game, way before it was released, and when I came to know that Spintires MudRunner is coming out, I watched a couple of videos and I said, yes, this is a game that I would definitely want to get my hands on. And so here it is. It's out today. Today is the 31st of October 2017, and we have Spintires MudRunner. So let's start off. Let's take a look at what options we have here. We have singles player, we have challenges, we have tutorials, we have multiplayer. So these are the options that we have that to play. We Now the controls we'll get to it very soon. Settings and just to exit the game. Now the one that I am interested in is the single player match. This is the thing that I am most interested in. Now, in the previous single spin tires, we didn't have an option of challenges, and this game has the options for challenges. And let's take a look. We have pretty good amount of challenges here. That's 9 challenges there. The rig and so on and so forth. Um, if you're interested in getting out of the challenge, this is a pretty interesting one. Really, you can test your skills or different things that you get to do, as to what you need to, how you need to, and things like that. uh, Pretty good, pretty interesting, but not for my taste, definitely. But maybe later on, who knows? I may get into challenges. Tutorial is something that I've already done. When I got this game, the moment I downloaded it, I went ahead and I went and finished off the tutorial. It's pretty straightforward there. Just get into a vehicle, drive a little bit, change vehicle, get to the garage, get some points, and deliver some logs, and that's about it. It's pretty good. I would suggest that when you first start off with this game, to go ahead and complete the tutorial there. It's really going to help. Okay, now multiplayer options, definitely yes. We do have a multiplayer option for this game, and it's going to be pretty interesting. Since today is the first day, I really don't think it would be a good idea to get into multiplayer mode straight away. But yes, controls. Let's take a look at controls. We have keyboard, controller, and wheel. Okay, so let's take a look at keyboard. Keyboard, functions are pretty straightforward there. WSA, just a QWERTY keypad, controls there, and yes, pretty simple. Okay, so controller. I do have a controller, but somehow it's not recognizing. It's not an Xbox controller, so it's not recognizing it as a controller, but it is recognizing it as a wheel. So what I did is I went ahead and set few buttons up, but unfortunately, since it's a controller, very limited, and not much of things that I can set. So you can see a few things that are blank, like brake accelerate is blank, and a few camera controls are blank. Advanced mode is blank, and the manual gearbox is blank. I tried a few, but you know it's kind of messing up with the rest of the control. So I said, let the manual control be there. I'm not going to bother about it. That's pretty much it, and let's get back into the game. Singles player. So singles player, we have quite a number of maps. So we have 6 maps in this game, which comes pre-installed. Okay, so 2 of which are already unlocked. That's the bog and the island. So two maps are already unlocked, and that's pretty much it. We don't need much. So probably later on we might get and unlock a few of these, but that's at a later stage. So we still have two maps here. Now I've already started off with this particular map, the bog. I played a couple of things just to test and see how things are, what the controls are, and how it goes. But but okay, let's take a look. So if I'm looking at the map, we have a few points, like 7 stars that I would say. Um they give us three straight vehicles. There are three straight vehicles, which are pretty much it. One with 2 star, 3 star, and a single star vehicle. The single star is a UAZ, which I call it as the Jeep version as such. But yeah, so 7 stars. Now, how it works is that you get to choose any of the vehicles. Let me show you the vehicles. This is a list of vehicles. Okay. We have this one is locked, so I suppose it probably might be a single star or something like that. But you have the UAZ, which is unlocked, the B130. We have the B131, and we have the C255 and the C375. Okay, these are the vehicles which are already unlocked. Okay. Um, this one is not something that I'm interested in because of the tires, and there is no option for me to upgrade the tires. It doesn't have any, so it really wouldn't make sense going ahead and driving this vehicle around. It's just going to get stuck. It does have a diff lock, it does have an all-wheel drive, but the tire sucks pretty much. So I drive this vehicle, and it's just that I'm going to go down the drain, and that's about it. I may have to walk back home. So the second vehicle is this one. This is the one that comes in for a startup when you start off the match. This is the vehicle that starts in, but I don't like this. I feel that this one is slightly underpowered. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this is the vehicle that I'm going to select. So if you see 3 stars, I have a C255, a C375, and the UAZ. Okay, so I've utilized all my stars. Okay, now one more thing I would like to make a mention, and that's the mods. Okay, and on the very first day, these are the three mods that were available: the C32011 and the C65112, and a semi trailer, a highway style semi trailer. Okay, these are the three mods that were available. I just downloaded it and installed it on my PC. And if I look at the vehicle, I think here these are the two mods: the C432011 and the C65112. These are the two mods that I've downloaded. The trailer, we'll take a look at it once we get into the game. This is the vehicle that I've selected, and let's start. Okay, so I'm going to start off in a casual mode, not the hardcore. Uh, the hardcore is pretty much you get to use the manual gearbox, and with the controller that I have, it pretty much sucks. Uh, it's So I'm going to continue using the casual mode, and the fuel consumption is low when you start off in a casual mode, but in a hardcore mode, the consumption is pretty much high. And here we go. Here are the vehicles. Okay, look at the liquid here. Look at the physics. Okay. The best part about this game is that every thing that you see, whether it's the grass, the trees, the water, the tires, the mud, the stones, everything has its own physics installed, and it will react in its own way. Okay. So without any further ado, let's start off with the game. So let me tell you what the plan is. So this is the map. Okay, this is the map. Here's where your garage is. We have a lumber mill on the right hand side of the map, and we have about three vehicles here. A B131 locked up here. A D535 is here. okay, and a K700. We've got one vehicle here that's the C255, which is at the log station here, and we have a fuel station here and some part of the map which is covered. Okay, so the plan is that first, what I'm going to do is in this particular video, I'm just going to unlock all the vehicles. That's one, two, three, and we have one here. That's the fourth one, and once I unlock, that's about it. In my next video, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to unlock all the watch points here so that I can take a view of the entire map. So that's going to make it easier for me to go ahead and view what exactly the roads or where the roads are and things like that. So it's going to make it easier to plan better, and that's about it. So let's go ahead and start off the game. So and towards the end, once I've done all this, unlocking all the vehicles, uncovering this part of the map, and that after that I'm going to do the logging business. So that's it. Okay, so shall we start? So to start off, I'm going to start off in the C255. Yeah, I'm going to start off with the C255. A pretty decent vehicle to start off with. It got some nice broad tires. This one has more power than this vehicle here. This is the B 375. Sorry, the B375. This one. The Jeep or the UAZ is I won't be using that at all, because or let me show you how much it sucks. Not because of the engine power. It has good engine power. It has diff, and it does have all-wheel drive. But where it sucks is the tires. The tires on it. It's really bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install all this. I have a trunk and a spare wheel installed. So let me start off the vehicle. I'll show you. Okay, so let me release the parking brake and take a look. It is struggling. Let me turn off the diff lock, all-wheel drive. Let me get out and let me dump the vehicle somewhere. So there's nothing against I have this vehicle, but but no options to upgrade the tires. That's about it. When you go off-roading, you need good tires. You need off-roading tires. You need something that will bite onto the ground and assure me that I'm going to be back home. And this vehicle, because it lacks all that, it got highway tires. It doesn't do much. It struggles almost anywhere it goes, and that's why I don't like it. So I'm just going to leave it here. Leave it at the side. Okay. Turn this vehicle off. Sorry. What have I done? Turn the vehicle off. I won't want to waste a lot of fuel there. Okay, so let's get to the other vehicles. So I'm going to get into the 255, which I initially intended to, and I'm going to install some garage parts. Yeah, so I'm going to install this one, and I'm going to get this vehicle up. So where I'm going to head is I'm going to head towards this side of the map and unlock these 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm going to unlock these vehicles and get there. So let's start off. So yeah, that's installed. I'm going to start off my vehicle, and here we go. Now a few things I would like to highlight. Let me first get out of the garage thing. Okay, so here we go. um, good, the good thing and the bad. Okay, everything else, everything in the game is good. Okay, except for the camera. Okay, there's not much that I can do on the camera. Is, you know, I it it kinds of that's the maximum limits of the camera. With this, with these options that I have, it's going to make it a little difficult for me, you know, to view where exactly I'm going. Otherwise, it's fine. The good thing about it is, you know, it makes it more challenging. Okay, it makes it more challenging. So let's start off. I won't waste much of the time, and let's take a look. So currently I don't have any drift locks on. I don't have any all-wheel drive on. So I've turned it off, and I what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this vehicle reacts in this kind of an environment where it's muddy. Okay, so if I'm looking at the soil, you know, it's pretty damp. Okay, it's mud, loose soil, and it's damp. That's for what I'm looking at right now. But the terrain keeps changing. As we go ahead, you might see it's wet mud, and then it's slushy. You know, it's all slush, and at some point you may even find it like clay. There's water, there's everything that we are going to drive through. And let's start off. So I'm going to move right. We are going to start unlocking you know, the vehicles in this map. So if you take a look, you know, we haven't turned the diff lock, we haven't turned all-wheel drive, and what it's doing is, you know, it's the rear wheels, you know, are having a hell of a spin. Okay, the reason being, you know, the diff locks are not on. If you're not familiar with diff locks, what it does, it locks the rear axle. It ensures that the power is distributed among both the wheels. That's the left and the right side of the wheel of the axle. So that you know, it doesn't. It's not uneven. So there's a ratio as to how much power is delivered on each side that depends on the clock that you install in your axle. So we have three axles here, the front, and there are two at the rear. The rear are always on, even if I have the all-wheel drive off. I have the rear, both the rear axles always turning on, so that you can take a look. Both are spinning. So with that said, when I turn the all-wheel drive, it delivers power to the front wheel as well, and that gives us a good amount of power ratio, and it keeps the vehicle pretty firm on the road, even in a muddy surface. With the diff lock on, it gives us an added advantage. So now I have the you know, the diff lock on, and it's currently useful only on the rear wheels because I only have the all-wheel. I don't have the all-wheel drives currently turned on. So in this entire map, what I'm going to do is let me turn the diff lock off and show you how the vehicle you know, responds to every type of terrain. So if you take a look at the road right now, okay, we've got some sticks, some logs, pretty much on the road. So we'll take a look how the vehicle responds on each of this. So you take a look. If you see here, it almost drags the front wheel because of the muddy surface. There's no power to the front wheel. It pretty much drags it, or you know, pushes it from behind. And it's really not suggested that whenever you go off-roading, you, even if you have diff locks, you should always have that turned on whenever you're off the road. But on a flat surface, on a firm surface, it should always be turned off because it's not going to be of any use, and it's going to damage your diff locks, because power is anyways you know, distributed evenly among your, you know, on both the side of the axle. So that's about. So let me turn the diff lock on, and but I'm not going to have the all-wheel drive. Now, what 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 the all-wheel drive is going to do is, it's going to have that added benefit that's going to help our vehicle to get around or get over a lot of difficult situation or in and out of difficult situation. And let's start off. Let's continue with our map. So currently I have diff lock on, and I have all-wheel drive off. We are moving on over the sticks. Now we have some logs coming in, and look at it. It's not moving. But look at the difference when I have the all-wheel drive off. So I'm going to go over the same log. You see how easy that was moving over the log, because each and every wheel is now powered with the diff lock on. But the disadvantage of using the all-wheel drive is, look at the fuel consumption. The fuel consumption is currently hitting at 10, 11. It even goes up right up to 12 and 13. So it's going to drain away your fuel pretty much very soon, and that's not going to help you in in any way, especially when on a map like this, okay, where you need to get through a lot of things. And there are only two fuel stations, one on this side and one right on the top over here. So it's going to make things really, really difficult if you get out, or if you run out of fuel. So fuel consumption is, you need to keep a check every time. Okay, so I'm going to turn the diff lock off, because on this surface I won't be needing that. Let's continue. So our plan for today is we are going to unlock all the vehicles. So you may have to keep rechecking on where exactly. So I'm going to turn right now. So I'm currently not using the navigation. Okay, so if you take a look at, our vehicle is still pushing, even though we don't have the all-wheel drive on. But probably if we had the diff lock off, we would have probably been stuck over there. Okay, so there's the D535. Look at that. Look at that monster. There you go. That's unlocked. Okay. So, I'm going to come back to this monster probably some other time. I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm going to go ahead and unlock the rest of the vehicles. That's for this video, and we're going to utilize that vehicle, or use that vehicle probably in the next one. So the best thing when few tips when you're off-roading. Okay, tip number one: never venture out alone. Whenever you're going off-roading, it's always a good habit that you have your buddy with another car, of course, and vehicle which is capable to off-road, and you both should be, if you're going out, that's how it is. It should always be in pair, never alone. If you have a winch will help out, but not in all situations. In real life, a winch can take a toll. Okay, in the game currently, we are going to use the winch to pull ourselves out and things like that. But in real life, when you use a winch, as you pull yourself, you cannot use or overdo it, because if you do, you're going to burn out that motor, the winch motor, and it's pretty much that's pretty much true. You're going to burn out that motor, so you're going to use the vehicle to assist. Okay, so it looks like we are getting stuck in the mud. I'm going to turn on the all wheels. Okay, so you're going to assist the the winch with your vehicle power. There you go. We've unlocked the K700. Again, we are not really going to use this vehicle in this video now. Look at the scenery, isn't that good? Okay, so currently we are in somewhere in the middle of Russia, probably the side in Siberia somewhere, where Siberia is normally it's full of snow, but they've created a kind of a scene where it's somewhere like Siberia, but it's somewhere in the middle of Russia, and the situation is very bad, bad in a sense, bad. In a scenario like this, the best thing that you would ever do is, um, you know, get your buddy and together venture out. It's fun. Off-roading is always fun, but things you should always take care of. Have your buddy with you. So just in case something goes wrong, you and your buddy can always help each other out, and that's a must. So that's one. That's the most important thing when it comes to off-roading. Number two, if you have a normal highway tire, that's the tarmac tires, it's really not going to help you off-roading. You really need real good off-road tires. Okay, so over here, we are approaching a kind of a river, which we are going to cross. Okay, so I have the all-wheel drive on. Okay, now if you take a look at the river, it's a fast-flowing stream. Okay, and looks like there is some kind of force. Okay, now over here we have an exit point where we are currently standing at right now with our truck, and we have an entry point on the other side that's here. Okay, now the flow of the river is from left to right. Okay, now tip again. Okay, off-roading tip: whenever you approach a flowing river, okay, you need to approach it at an angle. Okay, like probably an angle, it depends. You need to assess the situation. So the most important tip before you get into any water, okay, let me hit the parking brakes. uh, you need to assess the situation that you're going to get in. If it was in real life, okay, what I would have done is probably got out of my truck, got into the water, checked the level of depth on and things like that, and checked and seen if the depth of the water is my vehicle going to survive, because when you go venture out into something like this, you don't want to get stuck. Yeah, you don't want to get stuck. You want to ensure that you get back home. If the water is too deep, and your vehicle is not going to survive in that, it's better that you pack your bags and go back home. The next thing what you need to do is approach at an angle. So if you look over here, okay, the water is automatically going to move my truck around. So currently I'm just moving around, so it's fine. So you just seen how smoothly my truck was in the water and out without any hassle there. So it was a flowing river, and that's how we would normally approach in a real world. Same even here in this particular game, because it has all the true physics. It is advisable, or that you approach it with an angle. So if you're playing this game, be mindful of it. You need to ensure that you get into the river at an angle. That's only if it's a flowing river. Otherwise, whenever you have assessed the situation and it's done. So there you go. I've unlocked the B131. One more vehicle unlocked. Okay, so let's take a look. So I've unlocked the D535, I unlocked the K700, the B131. The next one is right up here, the C255, and that's a long way up. That's a long way up. So I'm going to plan my route here. So I'm going to continue on the same road that I am. it's going to get a little wild out here because we have a small pool or something, but that should be fine. That's what this game is all about. And we are going to move right and then left and get into from here and out here. So we'll take a look. I'm currently not using navigation as of now, not yet, but yeah, later on I will. Okay, so let's start off. So we have the all-wheel drive turned on. I'm going to keep the all-wheel drive on till I get out of this patch here. Okay, so all-wheel drive off. My diff locks are going to do the trick. I'm going to conserve some fuel. I have a fuel station right up on the way. So probably in case I need it, I can go ahead and utilize that. Okay. All-wheel drive turned on. Okay, let's take a look at the map again. So I'm on the right track. Now it's going to get slightly messy here. If you look at the situation, it's all mucky water. And it's going to really dig in. So it's already getting tough for this vehicle. One piece of advice that I would definitely want to give is in case, okay, in case your wheels are just spinning in any surface like muddy or mucky, if there is no movement in your there's no momentum in the vehicle and the wheels are just spinning, stop. Okay, don't do anything. Try using your winch or take assistance from your buddy and try to get yourself up, but don't spin your wheels more, because what you're going to do is you're going to dig yourself in, and that's going to be dangerous. The more you get in, it will be difficult for you to come out at a later stage. And trust me, if you dig yourself in, it is terrible. I did, personally, I did that mistake once when I first started venturing out off-roading. I got my vehicle stuck, and that too, it wasn't an off-road vehicle, it was a standard normal vehicle with tarmac tires on it. And I pretty much got stuck. And the more I tried to spin the tires, I was an amateur at that time, so the more I tried to spin the tires, it just got, digging in, and it was so bad that when I actually got help to pull my vehicle out, it was really very difficult. The rope broke the first time. The second time we were lucky; we were able to pull it out with some chain. Okay, so it's getting dark. We are going to turn on our headlights and we are going to use the winch for the first time. There you go. There you go. So I'm going to pull the winch and give it an assist with my wheels. There you go. Okay, that's about it. So I'm going to release myself. Continue. The good thing about this game is, we have a quick winch option. So you just press one button and it gets ready. It just goes on and, gives you options where to winch. You just stop and refill. There you go, 193 liters tanked in. Let's go, let's move on. So it's nighttime here. In the casual mode, you will get an option to skip the night. But in hardcore, it doesn't give you that option. So I'm going to turn all-wheel drive off because we are on a very firm surface here. Okay, so we've reached a junction. Let's take a look. Which side do we have to move? Okay, looks like we have to move left. Let's go. Left. When the all-wheel drive is turned off, you can see that the fuel consumption is very less. Not much of fuel being consumed right now, and that's going to be really helpful, especially in the hardcore mode. If you're really driving into the hardcore mode, it's going to be really helpful because fuel is everything. Where have I reached? Okay, this way. I hope I'm going on the right track. Looks like it. So, yeah, all-wheel drive is really going to drain out your fuel. And, oh, here you are. So we have a small bridge coming up. And I moved out safely. Okay. Now, the surface here, if I'm looking at the surface, it's pretty much firm surface now. Slightly muddy, but I guess our vehicle can handle that. Just in case if it does need the all-wheel drive. Okay, just a second. Let me take a look. Where do we go? Do we go? I think I'll take the right. Okay. I'm gonna take the right turn here. Yeah, so I think our truck can pretty much handle the situation right now, so that's fine. I'm not going to use the all-wheel drive at this stage. Currently it's consuming around 5 liters a minute, which is pretty fine. I don't need to get really fussy about it. That's fine. A real tight situation here, but that's manageable. So if we take a look at the damage, we are still at 0 damage. We haven't damaged. We've been very careful so far, and that helped us to keep the damage down. Oh, is that the end of the road? No. Okay. So far we haven't had the need for... Okay, looks like the wheels are spinning. Let's take a look. Yeah, the wheels are spinning, so I'm going to turn on the all-wheel drive. Let me set the camera angle. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Nice and smooth. Okay, looks like a crossroad again. Okay, we need to take left. So we have the all-wheel drive turned on. Okay. Another tip here. So if we took a look at the situation here, okay, we were approaching water. Okay. Now most of you guys would probably move out from the outside, and only one tire would be digging into the water. That's risky, especially when you're on a full load. Okay, the best thing if you're on a full load to do is either you dip both your tires into the water and move on, or if you have the option, to keep your tires off the water, do that. Okay, but one tire in, one off, it's going to tip over. Okay, just a tip, just something to remember. It's better to have both your tires into the water, into the mucky water, so that it levels it out. We are on the same flow. It's level, and it will be easier for us to get out. Okay, so here's our last vehicle that we are going to unlock today. There you go. Okay, so it's been quite a while that we've got into this situation here. What we've done is we we started off from a garage, and we've unlocked the beast. That's the 3535. Definitely, I would be using that vehicle for my logging purpose. We have the K700. I don't think I would be using that because of its articulating structure. We have the B131. That's what we've unlocked, and the last vehicle that we unlocked today is the C255, the vehicle that I'm driving in right now. Okay, so um, that's about it for today, guys. And the plan ahead is going to be is to to uncover the dark side of the map. I'm going to uncover these ones. I'm going to uncover these ones. So once I have visibility of the entire map, uh, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock the garage there, the one that's right on top. It will be useful. So, and once I have everything done, the garage is unlocked, all the vehicles repaired, because the vehicles that you find here you'll always find them with some kind of damage. And once that's done, I'm going to start off with the logging business. So it will be easier for me to draw my route, or routes, whatever you'd like to call it. From where I'm going to start and where I'm going to end to get, because there's one lumber mill here, and we've got two logging stations. So there's one up there on the left and one in the center here, and that's about it. Okay, so I hope you like the video, guys. So if you really like it, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It will be of great help for my channel here. So guys, hoping you liked it. And that's about it from me, and Fraser signing out. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.